You're earning $1 every single second. In just 11 and a half days, you'll be a millionaire. But a billion? That clock keeps running. Days turn to weeks. Weeks turn to months. Years blur past. And still, the counter climbs. 31 and a half years later. Only then would you reach a billion. This isn't just about numbers. It's about something we rarely talk about openly. The invisible architecture of wealth that shapes every single day of our lives. We've been taught to see the world in binary terms. Rich and poor, haves and have-nots. But the truth? The truth is far stranger. Between someone sleeping on a park bench and someone buying a sports team, there aren't two worlds. There are 8 distinct universes, each with its own gravity, its own rules, its own version of what's possible. And here's what nobody tells you. Most people don't even know which world they're living in. In this video, we're going to walk through each of these worlds, not as tourists, but as investigators. We'll see what breakfast looks like, what fear feels like, what freedom costs. And somewhere in this journey, you might recognize yourself. You might see where you've been, where you are, and glimpse where you could go. Because the biggest shift that happens as you climb this ladder isn't just what you can buy, it's how you see reality itself. A $10 dinner is a luxury to one person, invisible pocket change to another, and the cost of someone's hourly wage to a third. So let me ask you, which world do you live in? Let's find out. Level 1, deep poverty and survival. 5:30 in the morning. While most of the city sleeps, Maria is already awake, not by choice. The cold woke her an hour ago. This is her morning ritual, taking inventory. Phone charger still there, backpack with her documents still there. The sweater she uses as a pillow still there. In this world, you check, because things disappear. Welcome to level 1. At this level, every day feels like a battle. You wake up already behind, rent is overdue, bills are piling up. There's no food at home. For some, this means homelessness, waking up on a bench or a shelter mat, checking your belongings to make sure nothing went missing in the night. Many people here come from families who've been stuck in this condition for generations. With little or no access to proper education, they end up with fewer skills and fewer job options. Most end up doing low-paying work, unstable part-time jobs, or no work at all. Your first goal every day is basic survival. Bathroom access, water, food. You hunt for a church breakfast, a soup kitchen, or use a few dollars for a $1 menu item. If you have SNAP benefits, you can buy groceries, but you can't cook much. You eat what you can carry. Hunger never feels far away. Even with a super minimal, frugal lifestyle, your income still can't cover everything. So people start borrowing. From family, from friends, from loan providers. Some even turn to loan sharks with super high interest rates. But if you can't even pay your monthly bills, how can you pay off these loans? In 2024, the United Nations said over 700 million people in the world live on less than $2.15 a day. But if you also count people who earn a bit more than that but still can't afford enough food, clean water, or basic education, the number jumps to more than 1.1 billion. So how do you get out of this? The truth is, this is the hardest level to escape. There's no easy answer. But for some, small steps like basic budgeting or saving just a little bit each month can help. Even $1 is better than nothing. It's not a full solution, but it's a start. Ronald Red came from a poor family and worked most of his life as a gas station attendant and janitor. But over the decades, he lived frugally and invested most of his income in blue-chip stocks. When he passed away, he shocked everyone by leaving behind $8 million. His story proves something important. Even at the lowest point, there's still a way forward. Level 2. Work in poor and struggle. You're no longer drowning, but you're still not safe. You can cover your basic expenses most months. Rent is paid. There's food on the table. Sometimes a little is left at the end. But that calm feeling doesn't last. 1 or 2 missed paychecks could throw you straight back to survival mode. You wake up before sunrise to an alarm on your phone. You rent a small apartment. The lease is month to month or a year. You share it with a partner, a kid, or a roommate to split cost. You check your bank app to see if the direct deposit hit. You make coffee at home. You pack lunch because buying food at work adds up. You commute by bus or in an old car you keep running. Gas and parking are planned to the dollar. You clock in a few minutes early. Your job might be retail, warehouse, food service, or care work. You stand most of the shift, you move fast. A manager tracks your time, breaks are short. You say yes to extra hours when you can. You're not constantly in crisis anymore, but you are still living on the edge. You might still be in debt, maybe a loan or a credit card. Even if you're keeping up with minimum payments, you worry whether you'll always have enough to repay. At this level, money is always in the back of your mind. Can I afford this? Follows you everywhere. People around you might think you're doing okay, but deep down, you know that one unexpected problem could drag you right back down. Level 3. Lower middle class and stability. The alarm goes off, you hit snooze. Not because you're running late, but because you can. This is level 3, and the difference is profound. You finally have breathing room. You're not rich, but you're no longer in grave danger. You can pay your rent, your bills, and buy groceries without stress. When some small unexpected cost comes up, like your car breaking down, you can cover it without panic. You have a steady job with set hours, pay comes every other Friday. Health insurance and a small 401k match come out of each check. You budget in an app and auto-pay the essentials. At work, your role is clear. You answer emails, manage orders, handle customers, or run reports. You get a paid break and a lunch window. You know your schedule weeks ahead. You track your PTO and save a few hours for emergencies. You've started saving more consistently, building a small emergency fund. You might be investing. Not big money, just small steps. You contribute a small percent to retirement and try not to touch your growing emergency fund. You price shop between stores, buy some items in bulk, and use reward points. You replace things when they wear out, not when you want to, but you're still not safe. At this level, you're stable, not secure. If you suddenly lost your job, your savings or emergency fund might last for a few months, but once that runs out, you could fall back to struggle or even survival. Level 4, middle class and security. Level 3, stability, means you're stable, but only if everything goes to plan. If something goes wrong, you might fall back. Level 4, security, means you're both stable and protected. If something happens, you can handle it. You're not likely to fall back easily. You wake up in a 3-bedroom house or a nice apartment you plan to stay in. You have a mortgage or a stable lease. The heater, AC, and appliances work. You set the coffee to brew on a timer. Your phone charges on a nightstand you bought new, not second-hand. You check a shared calendar. Paydays are steady. Bills are on auto-pay. You keep an emergency fund and contribute to retirement every paycheck. Breakfast is simple but fresh. You have choices in the fridge. If you have kids, you sign forms, pack lunches, and remind them about practice. If not, you make your own lunch or plan to buy one without stress. You drive a late model car under warranty or take a reliable train. Insurance, maintenance, and gas are routine. You pay your credit cards in full each month and collect points. At work, you have a defined role with some control over your day. You join meetings, answer messages, and work on projects that span weeks. You have paid time off and know when you'll take it. Health insurance and a 401k match are normal. You put 10 to 15% toward retirement, maybe more when there's a bonus. At this level, you've likely understood financial planning. You're investing regularly and slowly starting to build passive income. You're saving for retirement or thinking about your kids' future. After work, you stop at a gym you actually use or join a pickup game. Dinner is cooked at home most nights with takeout once or twice a week. On this level, you are not financially free yet. You still need to work or have a job, but you are no longer vulnerable anymore. You feel stable with margin for surprises. Level 5, upper middle class and independence. The house wakes itself. The thermostat adjusted overnight, keeping each room at its optimal temperature. The robot vacuum finished its route at 6 a.m. Your coffee maker brewed on schedule. You didn't set any of this up this morning. You set it up once, months ago, and now it just happens. Welcome to Level 5, where the systems run themselves. Most bills are auto-paid. Money moves each month into savings and investments without you touching it. This is the point where money no longer worries you. Your passive income, maybe from investments, rental properties, or other assets, can fully support your lifestyle, even if you don't work anymore. You might have heard of the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. Well, this level is what they're aiming for. You can work if you want to, but not because you have to. Maybe you still keep a job or run a business, but if you stop tomorrow, your lifestyle wouldn't change because your passive income covers it. Work is a professional role with responsibility. You lead a team, manage clients, write code, treat patients, or handle complex projects. You have control over your schedule on most days. You may work from home twice a week. Health insurance is strong. You go to regular checkups and don't delay dental work. If you need a specialist, you book it. At lunch, you skim your budget app. A big annual bill posted, but the sinking fund covered it. College savings drafts tomorrow. You let it run. You book flights for a week-long trip months ahead and use points for one ticket. Simply put, at this level you're most likely already semi-retired, and now you have the power to design your own life. You feel secure and future-focused, building wealth while living comfortably today. Level 6, millionaire and true freedom. Net worth between $10 to $100 million means complete freedom from money stress. You own a home in a high-demand neighborhood. House cleaner comes weekly. Lawn care is on service. You buy time when you can. Net worth sits in home equity, retirement, investments, maybe rentals or a business. A CPA handles taxes. A financial advisor manages your plan. Money moves automatically to investments. You don't wait for work unless you want. You decide how each day looks. You travel when you want, business or first class, 5-star hotels or peaceful getaways. You work on projects because you enjoy them, not for money. You drive luxury cars paid off. If your phone breaks, you replace it same day. You buy quality expecting it to last. Healthcare is proactive, regular checkups, specialists without cost delays. You approve home repairs without shopping quotes. You book 2-week trips months ahead. You donate to causes you care about. Money doesn't worry you. You're not asking, can I afford this? You could buy the whole store if you wanted. You might join elite clubs or move to the countryside for peace. You feel set for today, on track for the future. Level 7, ultra rich. Welcome to the exclusive club where money turns into power. You wake in a penthouse or estate. Staff arrive before sunrise. Your chief of staff sends a brief. Meetings, travel, donations, market summary. A family office manages everything. You review one-page dashboards, net worth, deals, risks. Your council flags legal items. Tax team has filings ready. You might own multiple businesses, private equity funds, real estate across countries. You influence markets, you own mansions, villas, maybe a private island. You fly your own jet with your own pilot. You have drivers, butlers, chefs, bodyguards, gardeners. You meet founders, CEOs, heads of state. You make a few major decisions daily that move millions or billions. You delegate the rest. You give money with intent, foundations, boards, labs, programs. You check impact reports, not receipts. You can invite celebrities for dates. You have access to politicians and presidents. You could even become president yourself. It's not about money anymore. It's about building legacy or quietly shaping the world. You don't follow the system. You redesign it. At night, you get final updates. Security confirms routes. You sleep knowing your time is protected and options are wide. Level 8, billionaire and absolute abundance. Let's start with perspective. Someone earning $40,000 a year versus someone earning $400 million a year. That's 10,000 times more. Which means to a billionaire, a $300,000 Lamborghini feels like you spending $30. A $10 million piece of art? That's $1,000 to them. A $50 million oceanfront estate? $5,000. If you made it here, you're in the 0.01% club. Security reviews the plan for the day. Your trainer meets you in a private gym. Breakfast is simple and on time. The jet crew is on standby in case plans change. Most of your net worth sits in companies you own or lead. The rest is in public stocks, private deals, real estate, and cash. A family office runs the machine. Investments, taxes, legal, insurance, travel, property, staff. Your name moves prices, so your team manages announcements and timing. Lawyers check filings. PR shapes the message. Compliance boxes are checked before you press send. Travel is completely flexible. If you fly, the jet leaves on your schedule. If you stay, people come to you. Lunch is a short meeting. Calls fill the gaps. At this level, you can literally change the world. Save the kids? Done. Create your own space program? Done. Dinner with the president? You are the president. You don't fly business. You buy the business. You can buy pretty much anything that normal people think of as stuff rich people buy. The fanciest jewelry, limited edition cars where only 5 were ever made, rare art pieces. You could get a limited edition pen that costs $160,000, has 4,810 diamonds inside, and only 8 are made each year. Late afternoon is family or personal time. You can show up at a game, a recital, or dinner with almost no notice. The house manager keeps life smooth. A private doctor handles care and screenings. At night, you get a final update. Markets are stable or not, your plan adjusts either way. The calendar for tomorrow is set. Security confirms routes. The jet is ready if needed. You turn off the light with time, attention, and options under your control. Conclusion. The reality of wealth. Your level of wealth isn't just about how much you earn, it's also about how you manage it. Some people earn a lot of money and squander it, while others earn less but handle their money better and end up having more. What matters is knowing where you are now and what your next step could be. And don't compare yourself to billionaires. You don't need to reach level 8 to live well. Even moving from survival to struggle, or from struggle to stability, can completely change how life feels. But it's also worth noting that there are some downsides to being ultra wealthy. It's nearly impossible to have normal emotional relationships at that level. Your world becomes filled with yes men and people looking to take advantage at every opportunity. Your trust and connections with people are undoubtedly considerably weakened. Dating becomes odd. Finding someone you have a genuine emotional connection with is difficult when your time is so valuable that you're always busy. And even if you do find someone, the relationship balance is skewed when you have essentially unlimited money. And most crucially, no level of money can give you everything. Death is a great equalizer. Losing loved ones, losing your own health, facing your own mortality, these are problems that no amount of money can solve. If you have internet access to watch this, plus some food in the fridge, clothes on your back, a roof over your head, and a place to sleep, then you are richer than 75% of this world. In fact, even if you have $1 to your name right now, you are still richer than the majority of the world who are either in debt or have absolutely nothing. It's easy to look up and feel frustrated that some people have so much more than us, but just look down the wealth pyramid for a moment. What this video really highlights is that rich versus poor is so arbitrary. It's not two groups, there are many, many levels, and compared to most of the world, you might well be a lot richer than you think. To end this video, here's a quote for those who watched until the finish. If someone tells you you can't, they are showing their limits, not yours. Limits.